Have you ever felt uneasy or distracted while recording a video? Yes, we have, and we know that other people's have too. So we
Yeah,
wanted to talk to you about that today, how to feel more comfortable, with your environment around your videoing.
right.
So,
The environment, that's what today's topic is about, is the
mhm,
recording environment. And I got to tell you, how many people don't seem to think, they just kind of race into making a video, but what you get from having a calm and well organized space is so important for your on camera performance and your confidence. And so we really wanted to talk today about why
mhm.
the environment matters. And don't forget that those distractions, if there might be, you might think that, well, the camera doesn't see it, so it's not affecting anything. But truthfully, there is quite an effect on if you have just all your clutter in front of you. And
Yeah.
it also affects your viewers because you're not able to be as clear with your delivery. And so,
Mhm.
really, we want to just make the point that a well chosen space can boost your confidence.
Yeah.
And I'm Robert Arnot, the video wizard, and this is my wife, Nancy Walsch.
Nancy Walsch, yeah.
And so we wanted to just let you in on some secrets.
Mm-hmm. So, some of the tips that we wanted to share, some tips, not just what the place looks like, but there's some other things that help you to be comfortable about, your environment and getting ready to film. And so one of the things is just getting familiar with your equipment. It doesn't have to be fancy equipment. In fact, your phone, a couple lights, a mic, maybe all that you need. But get familiar with using it so you can feel confident that it's going to work for you. And it's also good to be testing it, right before you start, especially your
Right.
mics.
Because
Is checking for distractions, turning off your notifications on your phone or ringtones. Inform any other household members that you're going to be filming so they don't interrupt, and help with it. Maybe they can help with a dog if you have a dog in the house that might be barking, or
right.
give them a treat if you don't have help.
It's
So,
just so important, the energy of the space. And part of that energy actually is the sound or the
mhm,
audio. And so we want to remind you, a lot of people have like uncarpeted floors
mhm.
and big rooms that are echoey. And I think one of the biggest distractions, you've probably heard that people will forgive a little bit of a problem with the video more than they will forgive a problem with the audio. And that
Yeah.
echoey thing just absolutely bothers me. And then also, don't forget to think about the dreaded air conditioner.
Or the
When
heater
it
unit coming on, yeah.
if you've got a window air conditioner or even just a lot of in-house HVAC units will make so much noise that it's going to be a distracting background sound. And so anything that can be a annoying
Yeah.
sound
I
issue,
had
like Nancy has a
I had
topic.
a situation recently that I didn't even pay attention to while I was recording an audio for a meditation. And when I started editing, I realized that my little clock on the wall was right there, and I didn't hear it while I was recording because I was used to it. But on the recording, there was a tick, 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 and I had to do the whole thing over again. So just kind of keep those in mind,
Hmm.
and so you don't have to record over again. So
Right.
anyway.
And, we're wearing wireless mics right now because I like the freedom, but whatever type of mic you're using,
Hmm.
just make sure you check it ahead of time. Make sure the batteries are
Yeah,
set to go. I
if
used
you
to
have to.
work at a place where people would come in and give presentations, and I was
Hmm.
the person that set up the video equipment and did the recording. And we always checked the little 9-volt battery because in the transmitter and receiver, because sometimes if they go low, then you'll start getting kind of like
Static?
noise
Yeah,
and
static.
static. It's really terrible to have not checked that.
Or all of a sudden it just
Yeah,
stops working.
yeah. So, anyways,
Yeah. So yeah, the other things that can help the video feel good and you feel good, then is, you know, the background, paying attention to what people see behind you. Like paying attention, we've talked about this before, but we just want to include it again, is doing, kind of using your brand colors. If you're a wild and crazy person, put something fun and wild on there. Or, you know, if you want to have more of a calming, you know, thing like we
style.
do,
Like that.
That's what we want to, you know, do. I think, though, for the most part, less is better in the background.
And the one thing too, just on that a little bit more, is no matter what's on your background, you can look on the camera after you've practiced and see what's right behind your head. And so make sure there isn't like the line of a picture frame going right through your neck, like a sword might be.
Or through your head.
Or where it's really, really important to have your head and your smile and your eyes framed in the background. Like we just have the, you know, the modeled sort of look there. But ultimately, there's nothing keeping you from being able to see our nice eyes and smile.
And it's, I mean, having a painting in the background is okay, but just kind of be aware of how the frame, how you're standing, or like if you have a beautiful plant, but it's coming right out of your head. It's not so good.
Yeah, like elephant
you know,
ears.
You might look like you're having a plant growing out of your head instead of just a pretty plant behind you. So.
Yep. And then speaking about what's in front of you.
Yes.
You know, you don't think that anybody's going to see it, but I'm going to tell you the environment in front of you is really important because it's sort of how you're projecting your energy to the camera. And so keep your recording space tidy, even with what the camera doesn't see, and you will feel more comfortable. It is a feng shui, clutter busting truth.
It's not like a have to, but what we're saying is that it will help you feel more comfortable if you're not being distracted by a lot of clutter or stuff that, you know, that keeps you from focusing on what you want to say. And also, it's good to pay attention to, you know, like what we talked about in another video about, you know, rather than just being uncomfortable looking at a lens in front of you, think about looking at, you know, even having a picture near the lens of someone you want to be talking to. That also helps to make you feel more comfortable.
Right.
And if you've got some benefit out of this, be sure to give us a like. It really helps our channel. And if you haven't done so already, consider subscribing and turning on the notifications so you know when our next one comes in. And feel like we said before, we'd love to hear a comment from you, you know, about what your experience has been. So.